So, I'm trying out Final Cut Pro 10.
So I was making that video and then I realized the audio is absolutely terrible. I have no idea what happened. I tested out the camera a few more times and I even noticed during the last vlog that I uploaded that the audio was just really bad, and I was like, that's really weird, why is this camera's audio so bad? Especially considering I have the previous generation right here, which my girlfriend Yasmin uses, and the audio is just fine. The audio was better than what I was getting. So I'm like, is it because I'm shooting S-Log2? I tried Cine 2, also tried just having no picture profile, and then tried Cine 2, S-Log2 again. When I re-imported those files, they seem to work just now, so I don't really know what happened with this video here, but it's not going online with that terrible audio quality. I'm not uploading another one with that terrible audio quality. But basically, the gist of this video was I was giving a rant about how, well, not so much a rant as it was a story. I was telling my laptop history, how I went from having a MacBook Pro before they used to be soldered on, like all the parts used to be soldered on, and then I got I built my own PC with a friend for my 18th birthday, went to uni, got a laptop, had to sell the computer apart from the graphics card when I finished uni to go back to Singapore, bought the Razer Blade Pro because the Dell laptop I had was just breaking apart and terrible. And then from the Blade, that kept breaking and blue screening on me, so I eventually got this MacBook Pro right here, but I miss Windows. It was a story, just a little insight to my life. But yeah, basically the main point of this video is that I've been trying out Final Cut Pro. In this video I said I'm going to try out Final Cut Pro for about a week and see how I like it. And I've done that, and to be honest, I do kind of like it. Once you change up the keys to be familiar to what they are, for me in Premiere Pro at least, so changing like the Q and W to be like the cut, start, cut, beginning, and switching a few things around, you get used to it. And I do like the faster export speeds, I will admit, and the background rendering is pretty nice as well. Nice touch. The red controls are also, I don't like saying it, but they are better. Not in the sense that there's more options, because there's actually less, and that's a downside, but I actually only ever use like 3 options in the red controls anyway. That would be like the gamma, ISO, and white balance. That's about it. Although I would change the highlight roll off too. Anyway, but you can like do it to multiple clips in Final Cut really quick, whereas with Premiere Pro you have to like click, then click on master, and then do all the changes. But with Final Cut, there's a little dialog box pops up, and so you can just select, make the changes, hit apply, select, make the changes, hit apply, and that dialog box stays open the whole time. And also you can make the changes on compounded clips, so like in Premiere this would be like a nested group of clips. If they're all red files, you can still change the red settings for all of those red clips, even though they're nested or compounded, as Final Cut puts it. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. I'm getting used to the magnetic timeline. I still like Premiere Pro, but I think I'm going to use both of them for now. Probably Premiere Pro for client work and use Final Cut when I want to export something really fast like this vlog. So yeah, this is gonna be like a really quick video, just kind of a quick little update. Sorry about that video. It's gonna be kind of like a long 20-minute storytelling rant time, but the audio is just so bad. I'll have to work that story in another vlog. So yeah, whilst I was editing this, I think I figured out what was wrong with the microphone on this camera. So for the first time using it, I took it out, and England being England, it was raining. I realized the mics are on top of the camera and it rained downwards, so I think water went into the microphone and messed it up for a while. It's better now, having just checked the footage here, it's a lot better now. So that was really weird. Also, you know what, I'm gonna turn this video into a quick review of whether or not I like Final Cut. I mean, okay, like I said, I do like it, but I'm gonna give my pros and cons real quick. This is only gonna be at most a 10-minute video, probably 7 minutes. So let's get on with that. Okay, so straight off the bat, like I said, I like Final Cut. As much as I hate saying that because I was such a Premiere Pro user and such a Premiere Pro fan, but as I think I probably spoke about in that video that I was talking about where I had terrible audio, which yeah, like the water ruined the microphone for a bit, but it's working now, so that's good. So my issue with Final Cut was that it's an incomplete program in my eyes. For example, So the first thing for me was that there was no adjustment layers, there was no LUT plugin or LUT loader built into the program. And there's just a few things that are missing or different to Premiere. So the adjustment layer thing, that bugged me a lot because that's how I color graded, that's how I would apply certain effects if I didn't want to do it directly onto the clip. I liked having it onto a layer that I could just turn off or delete if something went wrong, or I could lock it, whatever. In Final Cut, there's like I've had people say there are adjustment layers in the title section. I've looked for it, I can't find it. I'm using the most up-to-date Final Cut. There's like ways you can make it. If you can make an adjustment layer if you use motion, but I'm not buying motion for $50 because I'm not buying it just to make an adjustment layer, you know. But basically there's a way around it. So you don't need to make an adjustment layer. What you can do is just compound the clips, which is making a nested sequence or making a nested group of clips basically. And then you can just apply... Yo, that's my hard drive making that noise. Is that good? Basically you can just apply whatever color grade, well, which is what I do, onto that compounded clip. Now, as for the LUT loader thing, I just like, there's a free one. There are free ones all over the internet. There's like a few. I have the one from Pixel Film Studios. It was free. It's, you know, it does what I want. It loads a lot, and I can control the intensity, and I can control a few other things too, which is cool. So that was the issue for me. It felt like an incomplete program, and honestly, that really bugged me. Now, the other thing is that you can't do things like lock layers. And also the fact that it's weird that like the music or clips above the main clip, they like anchor on to clips. So if I have music, so let's say I have clip 1, 2, and 3. Then I have a music track anchored on to clip number 1 at the beginning. And I have another clip layered anchored on to clip number 3 above clip 3. If I'm like, I don't want to use clip 1 anymore, I'm gonna delete it. I delete clip 1, then the music gets deleted as well. Why? If I'm telling you I want to delete this clip 1, why delete the music? Like, why have it anchored? Why not just have layers? It just makes so much more sense to me. So it just becomes really irritating and very cumbersome to have to, okay, I'm gonna delete clip 1, so I need to move this music and anchor it onto clip 2 or clip 3 or whatever. And it's just like, why do that? Why have that as your design for your program? Okay, so now onto the things that I like. I'm running out of creative angles. This is probably not gonna be like one angle from now on. Okay, so the things I like, as I said before, the export speeds are, I no longer wait 2 hours to export a YouTube video that is about 10 minutes. I am not even kidding. Yes, they're 5K files, but why do I need to wait 2 hours for like a 5 to 10 minute video to export? Why? I don't even have anything to say after that. Just why? Why do I need to wait that long? On a computer that costs £3,000, 6,000 Singapore dollars, 4,000 US? I don't know. Like, I bought the maxed out 2017 MacBook Pro. Why does it take 2 hours to render a video that is 5 to 10 minutes? I just don't even understand. And when I tried exporting H.265, 52 hours was the predicted render time, but it just kept going up. Basically, it wasn't even gonna work. So when I say I really like the export times, I'm talking about 5-minute export times. Client work, a 30-second video took 30 seconds to export, and I'm not even exaggerating. I color graded it, it was red footage, mixed with some Sony footage, albeit. 4K project, 30 seconds, exported. Now that is just so nice. The previous YouTube video I made, which was about like 10 minutes or so or whatever, like it wasn't red footage, it was all Sony footage. I went to the kitchen after hitting export, made a protein shake, came back, it was already 1/3 completed on the export. Another 5 minutes later, exported. It's just crazy how fast it exports. It's because it's optimized, Final Cut Pro, Apple, blah 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 blah. In all honesty, I still miss Windows laptops. I still miss the Windows operating system. The reason I bought a Mac was solely because I kept having bad luck with Windows laptops, and my dad made the point, just get a MacBook Pro because if it breaks, you can go to the Apple store and get it fixed. And that just made a lot of sense to me. Apple is everywhere. There's Apple stores in every country in the world. I hope that's a valid statement. I guess almost every country in the world. It's everywhere, right? So if my MacBook Pro has a problem, if for some reason I don't know what the equivalent of gray screens on me. I was gonna say what's the equivalent of like a blue screen for a Mac, gray screening, I guess. If it just stops working, I can take it to an Apple store and be like, hey, this is happening, what do I do? And they'll fix it for me. Albeit maybe I have to pay, but it's better than like if I buy something from MSI or Razer or like Dell, I have to ship it to them. And that's like more money on top of the repair costs. Now true, maybe it's under warranty, but hey, that argument can be said for the Apple thing too. So, I don't know. I mean, I still think Apple is a huge ripoff, but that's a whole other story, okay? That I'm not even, that's another video. It's just kind of weird. Like, I've used Premiere since I started university. That was like 4 years ago. For 4 years I've been using Premiere Pro, and it's had its ups and downs. More recently it's had its downs. Like, the reason I even tried it out, which I mentioned in the terrible audio video, is just because of how buggy the program is. Literally, this client work I recently had, which is why this video was delayed, I tried to edit it on Premiere because that, I was like, let's do YouTube vlogs for Final Cut and Premiere for client work. Guess what didn't let me edit when it came to client work? Literally, I had this white screen appear on the program monitor window. It just went white. I tried everything. I Googled the issue. I had people tell me exactly the answers I found on Google. It didn't work. I tried uninstalling and reinstalling. I tried turning on and off my laptop again, and it didn't work. In the end, I had to contact Adobe, which took forever. The guy had to take control of my computer, and he just did some shit. He like changed access permissions to some files. He moved files around, made new folders. Moved folders around, not moved files. And then he just disconnected. He didn't say anything. He didn't tell me what was wrong. He didn't tell me how to prevent it. He didn't tell me what he did. It's like, not only does Adobe, okay, I love Premiere, right? If none of the bugs ever existed that made me want to try out Final Cut, I would still be in love with Premiere. But what I don't understand is why Adobe continuously releases a buggy program, Premiere Pro, and why their customer service is kind of shit. Like, they help me out, sure, they get the problem fixed, and apart from that one incident, I think they're okay. They've usually been quite helpful, but not once have they told me why this happens. And I've listed so many things that have happened, and does it ever get fixed? I know the guy all the way in the call center can't physically go and tell the engineers or whatever, or programmers at Adobe, you need to fix this, 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 and this, because this guy complained about it, because it keeps happening. But it's like, why don't they see the amount of people on social media complaining? Oh look, Premiere Pro crashed again. Oh look, Premiere Pro crashed again. Lamau, another Premiere Pro crash. Oh look, the spinning ball of doom on Premiere Pro. Oh look, I lost all of my files. Wow. Why don't they just listen to their customers? That's what's pissing me off. And it's the fact that you pay for this monthly. It seems like a good deal at first, but then when you think about the fact that Final Cut Pro is a one-time payment of like £400, which is like £half a lot of money, but if it's like an editor you're going to be using for everything, it's kind of worth it. DaVinci Resolve, you can get it for free, or you can pay for it, like £300 or US dollars or something like that. It makes me wonder why I'm still with Adobe sometimes. To answer that is because I use all their other applications too, but yeah, I don't know. That's the rant over, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm gonna be using both programs from now on, but I am really enjoying Final Cut. Yeah, see you in the next video, guys. Peace.